Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Hey, they don't love you like I love you. Ah. Wait, blah blah blah. Wait, what's this? Interesting. Very interesting. Doo doo doo. Doo 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 doo. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hello, person. Did I play this yet? Nope. What? How is this a spider? This is not a spider. Why is it in the search list? There's not even a P in the card. S. Yeah, you can't even like. I don't know why that's in the list. Okay. It's the oh wait, this one too. Oh wait, no, this is in the text box. I feel like I need to get to the bottom of this. Oh, this makes spiders. This makes spiders too, right? Yeah. No. Okay. Flying, trample, first strike, lifelink, haste, combat. Well, wait a minute. They don't get larger. It doesn't give them any stats. I don't know. Hello. Hmm. What if I just didn't play a Spider-Man commander? What have I not played? I kind of want to play this. Have I played Ujin in Standard? Eh, all the games are the same. I finally lost to Laughing Jasper Flint. It only took, well, however long it took. Card does not function. I haven't played Cruel Claw. I'd probably play that first. I don't even know if I won any games with Flint when I played it, did I? I don't think I've played this yet. I don't want to play it right now, though. No, I want to play the Warp card. I want to try this. It took me like 2 hours to trigger Laughing Jasper Flint, only to steal lands. And then still lose. What does this do? Target creature gains target. Oh, what about you? Whenever your attacks, you gain 1 life. Maybe? That keeps happening. How is this in Standard? If 2 or more creatures entered... That's possible, I think. Combat, put a 1/1 counter, gets lifelink. 4 mana. Ugh. I don't think I really make any tokens. How many 1-drops do I have? I have enough for this. Warping this is pretty good with my commander, because it just triggers the commander and all other kinds of life gain. Gains double strike to... So you get a 2/1 and then a counter, and then something gets double strike. That seems pretty scary. Ooh, we can play this, maybe? It'd be cool to play that thing. So this is a 1 mana 3/3. I think it works. I could probably put that in play and not feel weird that I tried to do that. When 1 or more creatures... Okay. I don't know if an Elvish Visionary is that great. It does keep the threats of flowing, I guess. This is a good card, but again, I don't really make any tokens. All right, what are the good instants? Let's turn my lamp on. Click. Dawn's Truce is probably okay. Virtue is weird, maybe. Could probably play Unwanted Remake. Most of the time, the 2/2 is not going to be a problem. But sometimes it will. But there are decks like Tifa and Standard. But there's also decks like Ujin. Oh, a Johnny's kind of cool. Maybe. Even without the minus. You can kill someone with like a Johnny's Pride Mate Essence Channeler kind of situation. Oh yeah, Voice of Victory. Can't forget about Voice of Victory. Delny doesn't work with the commander. Split Up could work. This makes flyers and has Battle Cry and does it more than once. Elspeth is Elspeth. What does this do? I've never seen anyone cast this. It costs 5. That's just kind of nuts, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It doesn't draw a card off your commander either. Oh, Season of the Burrow is pretty good too. Overlord is okay. Encampment has a really good ability. It's always tapped. That ability's pretty good at triggering my command. That might be worth it. The problem is, if you're playing a 1 and then a 2 and then a 3 drop, it cannot be any of your first few land drops. And then when you... Maybe it's not good. So you get a 2/2. This flips into some really weird... No, that's just... No. That's very, 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 very slow. It's like the White Clive. But instead of like drawing cards, you make a 2/2, I guess. I don't know, the fact that Johnny's not a creature is kind of lame. Flying double strike, most of what's going on here is not that big of a deal for my opponents. Alright, no Johnny. What about you? Whenever a white creature you control attacks in life. I think Linden is quite nice. If I'm not attacking, I'm probably losing, so... Maybe no Weaver. It is a creature, though. Nah, let's just not do that. Let's not do that. Alright. Well, it's not a Spider-Man commander, but I'm kind of... a lot of the Spider-Man cards are... they don't like a lot of the other cards in Magic. But anyways, we're here with Halia, Guided by Light. Mono white. Look at that. It's got warp. 3-mana 3/3. When this or another creature enters, or artifact, you gain 1 life. And then if you've gained 3 by the end of your turn, you draw a card. There's a lot of ways to gain life in mono white, obviously. So basically everything that can reasonably gain life is kind of in here. And just white beatdowns. One card in particular that's maybe weird, and I probably shouldn't play it, is this one. Where it gives you the creatures that your commander then can see enter, and you can gain probably enough life through that, but you still have to gain another instance of life, so this can't be the only thing you did, which means you either need more mana or have something like a Soul Warden style card in play to get that to work. It also doesn't really work as your first land drop if you want to play a 1-drop, and your second one if you want to play a 2-drop, and so on and so forth. And this is the kind of deck that would probably like to play a 1-2-3 almost every single game. I know there's not a ton of 1-drops, but... So, this just sort of gets in the way, and the payoff might... like, the moment you can do this, the first instance in which you are able to do this might not be the first time you always do it. And that probably, to me, is just really not worth it. And it's always tapped because we don't have a mountain or a swamp. So I just really don't like that. Whoops. I just really don't like that card in here. It feels like it gets in the way more than it doesn't. Cavernous Souls being a land for this thing can also be annoying. But we'll see. It's not really that big of a deal. But if you want to play this in turn 5 and you have Cavern, rip. Some warp cards are pretty good. In Web is weird. It's just weird. There's like some in web cards, but whoops, like I don't know. I mean, it's a 1-mana 3/3. You can redeploy a creature with it if it survived getting tapped somehow. I didn't actually think about Springleaf Drum effects, so I don't have to swing a creature into something bad just to try to in web or whatever. But I don't know. They're new cards, right? They're Spider-Man cards. They weren't around when this was around, so... Yep, mono white, life gain, beatdown stuff. Let's see what happens. I am in the mood to play this kind of thing. I also want to play the black-white bat again. Zola? Zora? What? Okay. A commander I don't believe I've played against yet. Okay. I don't have a 2-drop. So I'm going to need a 2-drop or a land. In arguably no particular order. This seems pretty spooky. The mana value might not be too scary, though. Oh, I guess I technically have a 2-drop. I think I'm always playing this. Yeah, we're gonna always play this. Do I get a plains here? I don't know. Sanctifier is pretty solid. Yeah, let's just... Actually, let's just get this one. My opponent is kind of already in a position to outscale me with a 1-drop that I can't particularly answer. That's a good sign. Though they can't in-web it, at least. I mean, they can, but that wouldn't make any sense. Interesting. So... I'm not sure what that means. Let's find out. Looks like Lightning Strike, Abrade, Shock, Burst Lightning? Of all the things they could have done, that one's okay. So we have 1, 2... We actually have it this turn. We can... well, when I say have it, I mean we can draw a card. We win the game if we draw a single card. I think that's how that works. I was about to say, if my opponent goes 2 turns doing nothing, that to me is just absolutely insane. Alright, we play you, and... Do I swing first? I think I swing first. Yeah, there's some kind of trick going on, maybe. This gives me slightly higher chance of doing what I want, but no guarantee. We still get hosed by the same kind of thing. It's just I at least got a damage in first. Alright, looks like we got it. So I don't know what that card is. It wasn't Shock. Wasn't Shock there. This reanimates a... anything ever. Yeah. If my opponent doesn't fly, this might just stonewall them. Because, like, the vigor kind of thing. Could stonewall them. We'll see. They're doing a good job at stonewalling me back, though, so... I wonder if I play this immediately with no value. Oh, wait, I lied. There is value. Ha! Huh. You thought I didn't see it. Which I almost didn't see that had died. Alright, that was really... That was really nice. That was quite a... Is this a legendary? Oh, it is! Oh, it's a legendary. Alright, so when this dies, if my opponent can somehow kill this, we have a lot of stats to give to this thing. It is a legendary. I don't know what they're going to do against all of this, though. Okay, this attack doesn't work. I can just do this. I am kind of okay with letting this die. but I don't have to. I don't have to. So... Okay, I'd love to see that. Like, we take some damage, but we have a 7/7 lifelinker. Is there another combat trick? What is going on? Oh, guess not. They're almost just completely dead. If I can kill Llanowar elves, they would just die here. So they, like, have to do something. Picking this up is weird. You lose your roll. Okay. I think I swing with the 10/10, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't swing with the 10/10. That is in web. It says in web 3. Okay, so we have a bunch of different options here. I could... Looks like there is yet again some kind of spell here. And I don't know what it is. If I sacrifice the 7/7, I get a ton of stats on these two, and I gain 7. This might just be a good idea, because it's not going to be able to effectively... Well, I'm so just not convinced my opponent can beat my board state. So maybe I shouldn't play into weird stuff. I'm so not convinced they can deal with this. What's in web? I've never actually used in web before. And I can leave up Dawn's Truce, instead of play the Inspiring Overseer. I'll just do this. I think that's fine. I don't think a 2/1 is going to change anything this game. They have no good fights. Oh, this is great. Oh, this also is now just massive, so... Yeah, I think it's always right to not swing. I didn't realize I was going to put that many counters on it. Okay, if they have a land... No, it's not possible to be a land. This card can't be a land here. It's an instant of some kind, I think. Yeah. Okay, so they found a land. We take stuff. Yeah, there's just no... I mean, again, I can probably just... Full stop. I could probably just swing for 119 times and win this game. They can't stop this card probably with anything in Magic except like Ujin or something, which I really don't expect. And we have a 13/13 lifelinker that's only getting larger. I could probably swing with this, and I could probably also not swing with it and still win either way. There is Craterhoof Behemoth to concern myself with, so there is an argument to try to attack with these and force out blocks so they have less creatures to Craterhoof. So that's probably just a good idea, but yeah, look at that. I mean, I had 5 cards at the end of this. You draw so many cards with my commander, and nice. Huge. Also, hello. Also, I already said hello. Then goodbye. What is this? Okay. Well, it was on the play with the best card in Standard, and I have no answer to it. They had to name Elf, though, which is really ugly. Probably not going to matter. If I could have killed this, I might have just been able to win on the spot there. Not quite what I expected, but that's what they did. So... this thing? Yeah, it's looking full stop as if I killed the Lanarels, I would have just straight up won the game. It's just how ridiculously powerful that card is. So let's play you. Land. Swing here. And then just play this. Okay. I could try to trade and concede if it doesn't work. Okay, that is no longer the case. Oh, you have to sack it. I didn't know that. Well, they're always going to sack it anyways, but I just didn't know that. Gain 5 or more life. That is not going to happen, so... One, two, three, 4, 5. I can actually gain 5 life next turn if nothing bad happens to me. Okay, so we name, I guess, human for the sake of it. Wait, does that screw me over? 1, 2, 3. No, it doesn't. Here, here, this thing. Oh, no, I don't have what I thought I had it. I don't have it. Is there any way to do it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, there is. What am I... why am I... Never mind. I thought I needed to play this for some reason. To do the thing. I cannot swing. I would probably, yeah, do well to not swing, I should say. Alright, we made a 4-4. It happened. Alright, we have enough stats to just hide behind a virtue of loyalty. And if my opponent doesn't do something about the board state, we might outpace their damage. A bird or basic? The bird could... okay, it is basic, sure. Surprised it was a basic. The 1-mana bird with bristly bill text on it, I don't know the name of it. We just played against it and I don't know the name of it. Chocobo thing. Is actually pretty good here. That's also incredibly good here. If my opponent is interested in trying to have a back and forth scaling match, they might be better off than we are. Can we surprise kill them? There's no reach. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from this. And then 8, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. Wait. Hold on. That's a crazy lethal. I gotta recount that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. Wow. They need fog. They need a fight. What do you got? Nothing. Wow. That's insane. Yep, look at that. It's just the white crater hoof there. It's just gross. No reach, no burn spell, nothing. I wonder what that card was they left up. Well, yeah, I mean, this game would have ended on the spot, too, if I had killed this thing at some point in the early game there, but we didn't get scammed by it, I guess. Wow. Alright, look at that. Look at that. Absolutely bonkers. Just mass flying. And here I thought I was going to play a Johnny to give something flying, when I could just, for 2 more mana, give everything flying. Well, it's not too common to have a massive board that's been untouched like that. So, I think that's the most creatures I've ever seen Elspeth give a counter to at the same time, like, ever. Other than, like, rabbits. The rabbits' heir apparent can do it very, very swiftly. Inconsistently. But our opponent just didn't kill anything. Alright, well, if they cast Roxanne, I kind of just start losing everything, and then from there I kind of just lose the game. And they are definitely on the smooth brain ramp idea as well, so... this doesn't work. This feels unwinnable. This feels unwinnable. I'm not even going to entertain that. I feel like my time is already being wasted as long as that game lasted. It feels unwinnable. Just herp derp ramp on the play. That's like, what am I supposed to do? They're going to kill everything I do. And if they don't, they're just going to cast 10 drops and I'm going to lose. Save myself the headache. I don't know what that means. That is weird. Doing nothing is also weird. Finding a 1-drop a turn late is just adds up, I guess. I'm not going to play the 1-drop. It's just going to die to removal. Oh, they don't have a removal spell. Okay. Or they do and they didn't cast it. I'm not sure why. Okay. They played a weird 1-drop, didn't play whatever that instant speed 2-drop was, and then gave up. Very interesting. That 1-drop also... They probably don't realize how stonewalled I am against that 1-drop right there. That thing will stare at me for a while. Like, it's kind of staring at me really hard. I'm done with Omen Path leaders? No, I wouldn't say that. I'm currently not playing one. What is this? What is this? Comment an image, make that many L's. Huh. Never seen that before. Okay. I don't know if I already said hello. I know I would have just said it, but I still don't remember if I said it. I'm not going to say it again. Yeah, we're going to play this. I don't like that black man over there. And now we'll swing. Alright, I don't know what it is. Okay, very confused now. Play my commander. If you gained or lost life this turn. Play that. A lot of weird lines here. A lot of unfortunate lines, honestly. Alright, we're just gonna do this now then. I don't like this turn though. Hand's kind of expensive. I mean, this costs 2. Alright, it's not that bad. This costs 2. Alright. Minwoo? Is that the Final Fantasy? No, you said EOE. I don't know Minwoo by name. It's been Llanowar Central today. Not only is everyone playing it, everyone has it. It's kind of crazy, huh? Fortunately, it's not destroying my existence currently. We also have just a massive string of threats we're gonna slowly procure into play here. Let's work this. I think I missed my opportunity to play this. Should have played it first if I was going to play it at all. When does this fly? Wait. When does this fly? It doesn't. Okay, for some reason I thought it did. Is Minwoo the mono white one? I could just play Elspeth and as a ever ticking away problem. It is a difficult thing to answer and it just runs away when it's not killed. Yeah, let's just play it. I'm just gonna play it and start plussing it. The cleric +1 counters 5-drop. Oh, that didn't narrow it down for me. I'll look it up. Restless Cottage. Well, that's annoying. Let us play our commander. No, wait, let's just make infinite I win the game stats. And I think I can just 0 because my opponent has to sweep the board. I don't even care about my opponent's commander. This just pushes 4 damage. They have an arena in play. They can't realistically swing. They can't realistically kill me. They can't realistically sweep the board and also do anything else. So if my opponent puts 10 L's in play, I will commend them. Ordinarily, I would plus, but because their life is the life total it is, and they have an arena, I think it's okay to just push damage. But it's lethal next turn regardless, right? So the 0 would just give me less creatures, but again, the damage actually matters here, yeah. So they'd have to sweep the board. Swinging doesn't even do anything. They just make 2 1/1s. Like, that doesn't even matter anyways. And even if they kill my whole board and start swinging, this doesn't trigger unless it hits your opponent. So that would mean there's a different way to kill this, or they're just going to swing at it, or... Yeah, there's too many angles here. Too many angles. Even if they stabilize, the board is all gone. The arena will kill them unless they can deal with it. They do get food tokens here, but that's their entire turn, right? Activating and eating the food is all of their mana, and I'm pretty sure I can outpace that if that's what they're locked under doing. So, all right. Well, so far we're winning. Oh, whenever you gain life, put a counter on each cleric. I've never seen that played. Yeah, I'm just so used to it flying, and I guess I now know why. I've never played with it before. Felithar, oh right. Another commander I have not played against in Standard. Standard is very, very diverse right now. It's kind of nuts. Well, that's not ideal. Is that it? No, it doesn't. I think I'm just gonna push this out instead of this one. It's off curve, but it just feels slightly better. I probably have to trade, so... Okay, there are problems here. We are addressing them not optimally. I'll say that much. My opponent is easily outpacing the life gain here. And they have removal, I'm sure, somewhere in there as well, so... Oh boy. Yeah, this is not working out too well. I just have, like, nothing going on. Alright. Play you... Oh, man. I can't leave up Truce. I mean, I can. No, that's just not gonna happen. Can I swing? Probably not. Alright, we did it. We drew a card. That means we win. My opponent's drawn like 5, but that's okay. Okay, that's a lot of stats. They're just going all in on the stats stuff, which I like. I'm down with it. So they sack the Dread Knight. And then I trade. Chump that. Alright, Aerith is my saving grace, and that saving grace is not too ideal. It's not too ideal. The state of concede to board wipe? That's funny. I mean, yeah, it's just they're all in on this kind of thing. I like it. Do I leave that up? I think I have to. I think we're just swinging in for slightly less stats. Yeah, we're just swinging in for slightly less than we can. We're going to flash this in, and maybe that does something. But leaving it back would also be decent. Also, I'm back at my starting life total. That was, easy. I thought they were outscaling me, but Aerith said, nah. Bet. Okay, that gives them... it makes them all 4/4s, and then they make them all 6/6s. You should probably swing with all of them. No, you just swing with all of them. Yeah. So they have a bunch of 6/6s. Or 5/5s. They have a bunch of 5/5s, assuming they sack one of them, which they probably shouldn't. It's more stats if they don't sack one of these. Okay, they do, so they just made taller creatures instead. Apparently I missed my window to flash something in. That's my bad. Hopefully it doesn't cost me the game. Block there. Block there. And there we take not lethal. Wait, what if I just don't block that? 6. So 15 plus 7. 15 plus 7. Alright. Yeah. The only thing I'm playing around here is that last mana being like some kind of 1 mana removal spell. So I should probably leave... Like, I'm not... Am I dead to giant growth? No. I'm surprised I won this. Wow. I wonder if they were supposed to eat that 6/6 there. The token. It gives stats here, but it's 1 less attacker. But I think it's the same, right? They all get a counter, but you have 1 less attacker. No, because they all shrink because you have 1 less creature. Because of this thing. So they go down a stat point because you lost a creature, but they go back up because you put a counter on all of them. So you really wanted to keep the creature, and all these stats would be identical. So if that was the case, and we blocked, would we have to block in that case? So there's 2 6/6s, plus another 16, 22, 28, so we block 9, we take 12 plus 7, 19. They're tapped out completely, and it's still lethal. Yeah, we just exploded our life total right back up. I didn't even notice. Crazy. The life gain is just actually nuts. Nice. Alright. Was feeling pretty bad earlier in that game. I never drink caffeine. I had caffeine last weekend, and my heart was like going through the roof. It was wild. Caffeine gives me crazy anxiety. I have 0 tolerance for caffeine. It's nuts. Like, I'm lying here, I can't sleep. It's like, man, I don't like this. How do people do this? Okay, that's an unfortunate trade that I don't like, but it is what it is. I'll play this first, so I don't lose my reality. I am going to trade, without a doubt. Wow, really? Really? You should trade. No, yeah, I'm trading. There's no way I'm not trading there. Especially with my commander with the text on it that it has. Like, I'm just always trading. I don't care if they mill me for 1 or 2 or whatever with their commander in play, so. Okay, that is my opponent's turn. I'm not too upset with that at all. We're going to just be trading the same life pool the whole game, it feels. Alright, we drew a card though, so that means we're winning. Well, that works out. Unfortunately, it's hard to actually swing. But I am drawing cards. Maybe I can swing. Love to see that. Love to see that trade. The pain of milling 100 card decks. Well, there's the sweeper that mills half of someone's deck that apparently exists now. I'm always blocking. Always, 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 always blocking. Alright, well, they're gonna need that specific and exact card if they're to continue this game in a way that would let them win. So let's do this actually. That's an interesting card. I don't really want to mill anything. I also want to leave up Get Lost. So let's just play this. I don't really need more stuff in play. Man, I'm drawing a lot of cards, huh? It's crazy. Yeah, we can just swing all out. I'm not going to swing with the 2-1, though. I don't care. I'm not going to offer that trade. I'm going to go to discard here. Jeez. That's crazy. Alright, what do you got? Exactly sweeper that mills half the board. Choose target... Wait, what does this do? Each player choose... Let's say control. Okay. Interesting. There's nothing I can do about that. Their own version of my commander. I should probably kill that. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that. I don't like that. They can't swing. The more they mill, the more I have a good this thing, but I don't... I mean, I can put that here now. Let's just start vomiting stats, I think. While we can. Both of these are interesting. I guess I'll take that one. Okay. That is not gaining life. Roaming Throne. Is that even worth it here? I wonder. I kind of feel like it is not worth it. Yeah, okay. Opponent agrees. But they can't swing, so... We're definitely just winning. Human. Do I cast my commander? Probably not. Let's just do this. Let's put a counter on this thing, potentially? That would be nice. We did get it. I like that. Let's swing here and here. Okay, didn't expect that. Let's kill this thing? Sure, you can have your commander. I just don't want my opponent to draw cards or anything, so. Alright, they have to yet again sweep the board. This does not flip into... Whenever an opponent casts a spell... What does that do? Okay, so I'll try to cast this. I don't know if it's retroactive. I don't know if that artifact is going to hate this or not. Opponent just straight up took it. Alright. Let's play... Oh, I can't play anything, right, because of the artifact. We just talked about that. Aha, they had the tools to deal with it and chose not to. Interesting. So... So I just swing again? My opponent's losing the game, so... Yeah. And then play... you. What can I enweb? I didn't think of that. Oh, I can enweb this 3-1. Oh, nice. I can put it back to my hand. Huge. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So I just have this again. Alright, get Schmieded. Yep, I mean, if they're banking on sweepers constantly, that means their commander isn't going to be alive, and my hand is going to keep drawing cards, actually. Can I draw after they sweep the board? I think I can, yeah, especially with this thing. Yeah, the card draw off my commander is just really intimidating here. Wow, look at that, yeah. It's Schmieded. I mean, the mill angle is just so not, like, part of the grander picture, it's just so hard to pull that off. And then if you don't have that, you just are relying on the other half, I guess, which didn't work out. Alright, we have search a library for a basic, put on the battlefield. 3 mana rampant growth out of the command zone. I have not seen this. I can see how it would be very good, though. But we'll see. Especially if you have Llanowar Elves. I think you could just do it on turn 2. Yeah, that's like above and beyond, like, actually insane when you have Llanowar Elves, I feel. What is the... Other creatures get plus... Okay. Ramble Familiar, sure. Unfortunate draw sequence that keeps happening to us, but not the worst thing that could happen to us. Alright, we get +1/+1 until a point in which we get more than that. I wonder if I should ever make this a creature. Against mono green, probably. Do the thing, opponent. Do the thing. Oh. That's lame. Ugh. Land, please. Do I crew? Or do I swing for 4? I'm just gonna crew it. I don't care. It starts drawing cards after. I really needed a land there. For a multitude of reasons. I have, like, no answer to that thing. Which is really bad. I mean, I kinda do, but not really. That. Get in there. And then this on the Overseer. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yep. And then... Oh. Could have played Essence Channeler before all of that, but I kind of think I have to leave up Get Lost, unfortunately. I can just double block the O'Hare. Probably will. Actually, I most assuredly will. Yep. Let's not lose to that card. Okay, that's a vehicle, right? Yeah. I'm not putting my commander in front of it. Okay, of all the things they could have done, this is not that bad. This Garruk's Uprising is so far the best thing ever. It's like my commander. Unfortunately. Okay, it doesn't really matter what order I play these in. I'm not even sure if I can afford to not cast this doll. I'm not sure. It's a tough one. I think I'm gonna just... I mean, the doll in play doesn't let me draw into anything castable anyways. Like, it can't ever attack. Yeah, it's fine, just... I can play it maybe later. I don't think the game's about that. I don't think Get Lost is enough here, though. Garuk does nothing when you play it, but your opponents draw half their decks. Yep, is that about how it works? What has died? Stuff. That notably would not have done it. So let's play this. I think I'm still naming human. Could name angel, hero. It doesn't. Let's just name hero. And then play you. Let's play this. For the quadrillionth time, I missed my window to play a slightly better scenario. And, yep. I should have probably played this instead of the doll here, but I got hung up on things. I keep doing that. Alright, so we have the scaling down. It's just a matter if there's, like, some kind of Ujin situation. That's not Ujin. It does stop me from flying over their face, though. They do put counters on it, or explore with that specifically. I would do that as well. Whoa, what is that? What was happening? Trample haste can't be countered. Delirium, return it from your graveyard. Finality counter. It's just stats. It doesn't have any further text on it. Okay. Kimball? The black-white one? I like the black-white one. If I'm thinking of the right card. There's no attack here, right? Yeah, there's no attack. I don't think there's an attack. Opponent agrees. Let's do this. I guess Star Charter? And we just stare at each other for a while? My scaling is definitely more problematic for my opponent than vice versa. I could try to do some kind of trade, but I don't want to lose my scaling creatures. I don't want to lose these creatures. 15, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's okay to trade with this, because when that dies, my opponent loses all their stats. Or, no, I put that stat on something else. I'm also at 51, so I don't need to, like, try to close the game out in any, like, rapid sense or anything like that. But, like, I feel as though if this game is going to end for my opponent's favor, it involves both these dying, which you're okay with both of them dying. I don't think they're going to beat me as long as those two things are alive. Alright, what costs 8? Cityscape Leveler? Oh, yeah. Well, not gonna lie, I didn't have that on my mental radar for some reason. I think I'm dead, but I guess we can find out. It's all trample. It is all trample. My opponent's dead no matter what I... Oh, no, they're not, because they have a 15-15 lifelinker. So let's go down the list. That's 13. We don't want this to get counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then the rest is not lethal? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh, shoot. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. 58. I gained 13. I'm not dead. So instead of you. Okay. Because this is a legendary. Don't block triplets? Why not? I want to kill both the triplets, don't I? I want both triplets dead in combat. Yeah, that made sense to me. Okay, so they're not dead, and I don't have a giant lifelinker. What I can do is reanimate Aerith with this. I have that much left, so I should probably play you first. I have to effectively pick up the Aerith, I feel. And then I'm not presenting lethal. This is in Web 3. Let's play it now. They have to block with the 8-8. They have to block with the 8-8. That's insane. I'm almost at my starting life total, and that was a crater hoof for like 8. Yeah, blocking the triplets made perfect sense. Wow. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh my goodness. That's insane. And I have a 10-10 lifelink after all of that. That's just crazy. That's insane. I beat a crate. I don't know the last time have I ever beaten this? I don't think so. No. I don't think I've ever beaten a crater. Oh man, the stupid thing. Ever beaten this on that many stats. That's just insane. This is at 26. I was at 51 on that attack. I had favorable trades into a crater hoof and was still presenting lethal after that. Almost at my starting life total, and I just deployed another, like, what, 17 in stats on my turn. That's just ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, for some reason that wasn't on my radar when they played this. I thought they were getting, like, Cityscape Leveler or something. Awesome. Math is for blockers. I don't think I would... I mean, I'm not doing that math. I'm just sending it. I'm just sending it. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. That will probably never happen again. That's a once per Magic Arena account situation where Crater Hoof for 8 doesn't kill your opponent, and they also still trade into your creatures and live, and also present lethal in the crackback without something like the One Ring, like no face protection, no fog. That is just bananas. Alright, both of these are kind of similar on turn 1, so it doesn't matter really which one. This one has to swing. I don't know, they're kind of just the same. They're kind of just the same. Maybe I play this one. So if something happens combat-wise, still dead to a removal spell anyways. I don't know. This one it is. Alright. Random scale nonsense, go. Get to scaling. Opponent, that is not the card. So I play... I think I'm just gonna play this. We're gonna take the turn to just play this card. There's no way they block anyways, it doesn't matter. I probably, I don't know. Yeah, you're not blocking, that doesn't make any sense. Opponent didn't do the weird LARP. Let's do this. Oh look, it stayed under the Fiend Hunter. It's almost like every single deck is ready for a Fiend Hunter effect. Crazy how that works. I have just never been... Wait, what? Huh? Opponent, you left your commander under my thing. What do you... Okay. Sure. That is, in fact, what my opponent did. They have to block the Essence Channeler, so I can just swing all out. And then they're dead. Oh, it must be, River's Rebuke. I see. Okay. Alright, everything makes sense again. If I was aware of that, could I have done anything different? No, I couldn't have. It makes more sense now. It's still kind of weird, but I suppose it makes sense. Okay. Alright, Sure. That is, not River's Rebuke. That is not what that card is. Alright, This is the first time a Fiend Hunter worked on anything in Standard for me. Ever. I just Fiend Hunted something and it stayed hunted. It's just never happened. They always just leave it under and kill it. So I was just expecting that. But I suppose the counter argument is you're not going to recast it for 6 mana and have that matter. So you might as well leave it here in the off chance you draw an answer to it or something. Because you're just never going to recommit this for 6 mana. So, like, you might as well leave it here. But still, kind of strange. Huh. I mean, let's see. You have 2 blockers. I mean, they're always dead here, but... Like, what is... Huh. Okay. Sometimes that happens. I'm surprised how much I like this deck. I don't normally like this kind of thing. Not only do I like it, it's actually wildly successful. Like we lost to Roxanne and what else? Is that it? Well, I mean, to be fair, we lost to Roxanne before I gave the matchup a real chance. Lost to myself. That was another one I lost, I thought. Maybe not. There were 2 games I thought it was over, and suddenly it wasn't. Okay, can I play this? 1, 2, 3... It's weird. I probably don't play this on turn 2. I don't know. Well, now I don't have to think about it. Although this is saddle 2, boom, boom, boom. Combat gain 1 life, does that matter? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, we'll play the weird thing. The old 2-3. I mean, my life total could be 200. I don't think Kodos cares about that. Specifically Kodos. This kills something, right? No, it's just a 5/5. Alright. I can get behind that. And this thing? Not gonna commit Sudoku here to draw a card. I could, but I'm not going to. Be ashamed to lose my commander, and I'd say it's somewhat possible here for that to be a possibility. Maybe slightly less possible now. Or less likely. Because they swung with the 2/2. Or their commander, I mean. Yeah. Well, anywhere else? Oh. Into the core? Oh, it's still a braid, of course. Yeah, just had to sandbag it to the bitter end there. Excellent. So... this thing... what happens when I saddle? Look for a land. Okay, well, I'm not blocking, so I might as well. Alright, I can redeploy my commander next turn. It's not the end of the world to do that, I guess. Okay, please don't hit anything disgusting. That is disgusting later, not right now, though. Yeah, we're just gonna probably die to damage before we catch up and do anything significant. I don't have any large scaling threat. And now all of their stuff has haste. Oh, yeah. Yes, the second removal spell, talent. Alright, we finally lost the game for real. Finally lost a real game, where I didn't concede turn 2. Yeah, the Abrade just completely crippled everything. But I didn't have any good scaling threat anyways, so I was probably just always going to lose that. There's just no creature in play that can survive my opponent's... that can block it and have a favorable exchange. So, maybe my commander just didn't matter. But yeah, if my commander didn't matter, thus to extent my hand did not matter either. It's just lights out, I guess. Yeah, Earth is interesting. I like drawing cards more, though. I prefer drawing cards. With the endless barrage of removal in this format, I think I like drawing cards than giving stats, but... I don't have an answer to that card. Oh, I do in the form of my commander. Alright, I'm over it. Just like last time. That's just no answer to this card. It will scale and I can't stop it and I'll lose. Of course, my opponent has a trampling threat as well, because why not? Infinite scaling card. I can't kill it. I die. Alright, so far Roxanne has been the only really stupid thing I've seen. Options. Yeah, let's make my turn annoying. Also, hello. Please kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Nice. Let's play you. Alright, Vivi. Do it. Dang it. I think I'm getting a one drop here. They're all kind of the same. They're all kind of the same. None of them are great. Oh yes, the endless mountain of protection spells that will hold priority for 10,000 years. Okay, never mind. It's not what happened. Well, that's our first Frogify that we've seen. But again, it's just essentially spot removal. Yeah, spot removal is just a nightmare. They can't block, but they also can't swing. So I guess I just chill. I probably did kind of immediately lose to that witness protection. I don't really have anything to do about it. My hand is also, like I don't have any cards. So it's not looking great. Things are not looking great here. But it also appears to not be out of gas. I am gonna still swing with the thing. I don't think I can just do nothing, so. But my life total doesn't really matter. They're just gonna like explode on a single turn. They can probably do 100 damage. I would love to see a bounce spell. Tragic. Like, I don't care if they reset my Aerith. Really? You just do nothing? Wow. Well, that's a very bad draw. I'm not going to get the Angel countered. I'll just play random draft filler instead. Oh look, it's a bounce spell, no way. Oh, into a counter spell? Oh, no. Wow. That's kind of insane. I could have been drawing cards that whole time. Like, imagine they did that. I only had one more like, this is gonna stop at 4, and then it can't swing anymore. They can just pretty easily block it. Huh. Quite surprised. Nothing else can really swing. This is annoying. Like, they can't swing at me with this. But I'm pretty sure Vivi has the capacity to do, like, 55 damage. So I think my opponent had plenty of time. This does grow with each spell being cast, which, unless I draw something, is gonna just outpace this thing. I don't know. I would probably not concede here. I don't really think I would concede here. Alright. I just didn't feel like I was winning that. Maybe they can, maybe they just do there's not enough damage, maybe? Like, I feel as though they can kill me, but maybe not if I was at 55. Maybe I'm wrong about how much damage they can deal. Like, they can never really River's Rebuke and stuff. I mean, they can, though, with Vivi. All that mana. I don't know. I wish I could see my opponent's deck list there. It would be eye-opening. Didn't feel good about that one. Another abysmal matchup. I just haven't seen it yet. I mean, it just sort of plays itself, I'm sure. I just play cards until it stops working. Like, this is the exact matchup that Catcher Mills wants to see every single time, I feel. Oh look, it's the best card in their deck. Crazy. Just kinda hoping they would swing. Actually, there's a sizable argument that they should have swung there. Because it puts a creature in the graveyard. But they can just block and... yeah, okay, they could just simply block and have the same scenario. And gain more life that way. But just eating this with Ghost Vacuum is more cards in exile. Alright, casting one of your 27 removal spells is apparently difficult. Who would have guessed? So you... I mean, this game is literally playing itself. I don't have any... it's just playing itself here. I don't think stationing more was right. I don't think so. Maybe it was. Opponent, I'm sure all roads lead to Rome. There you go. They did not get rid of a card out of my hand with this snail. Very strange. I will do that, and then Uh, that's gonna get blocked anyways. Okay. Alright, well, we did all the things we want to do, and it just boils down to board wipe, the game is over. You know, just like, I feel like, again, I'm wasting my time playing this. It's just a waste of my time. Opponents like spending 20 minutes making very easy plays until that happens every time. There's like no recourse to it. I have one protection spell, kind of, and it's never lined up. It's just a waste of my time. I should probably just concede to that. Commander. All you do is play cards until your opponent sweeps it, and then you lose. Seasons of the Burrow has also been kind of useless. Oh wait, this is Catcher Mouse again. What am I doing? I'm not going to waste my time. Let's take out Season. It hasn't done a single thing in a single game. Linden hasn't either. Dawn is probably just not reliable. Like, I don't think this deck is going to constantly try to leave up protection. I don't like the idea of that. Authority doesn't really do anything. Well, I guess that's not news. Doesn't normally do anything. Sheltered by Ghosts is actually pretty good, right? We can get rid of... We can get rid of stuff and we can make things have lifelink. Yeah, that's okay. I don't really like Split Skin Doll. I mean, yeah, Ketchum just kind of gets free wins against creature decks. Polarizing matchups are kind of unfortunate, but there's not much you can do. There's no such thing as like a perfect format or anything. I think it would be nice if the worst case scenario is like rock, paper, scissors, and not just rocket launcher versus all these other things. Rocket launcher, paper, scissors. My commander does work with artifacts. What do you do? Whenever you attack. I think the room is slightly better. That makes 1/1s Dollhouse. I don't think I want Dollhouse. I don't even want anything that costs 5. Huh. This is all the white cards in Standard. Well, wait, that's not true. This is all the white cards in Standard. Well, Historic Brawl is different. Your losses are not from any particular commander. It's just Strip Mine, Dark Ritual, Mana Drain, Chrome Mox, Llanowar Elves, Royal Grazer, Delighted Halfling. So, actually, sometimes Ragavan. Ragavan's probably back on the menu just because There's so many ways to stop your opponent from blocking it. He's like, oh, lightning bolt. Or I guess also technically mana drain. It's not really the commanders, though. I've been destroying people with Azusa. It's crazy. I was talking to somebody, another content creator, which I almost never do, and they were saying strip mine is like really only crazy on the first turn when you like blow up your opponent's land, and you also have something like Ragavan. I'm like, that's just not true though, because I have an 80% win rate with an Azusa deck that gets strip mine on turn like 5, and I strip mine all my opponent's lands and they lose. Like I've gotten so I have a deck list that's Stroke of Midnight's pretty interesting. Oh, this that's actually interesting too. Oh shoot, let's try that. That's spaceship. But yeah, I play this offline all the time, off stream. I mean, this thing is historic 60 cards. What? Well, that does not do a commander, I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't know the greater context of historic as a format. I play it sometimes, but I don't really play ranked. I don't really play that. But yeah, this is what I play off stream and just completely demolish people. Like, infinite ways to find strip mine, and you play it even on turn 5, and you just win. You just win. If you can recur it with any Crucible effect, you just win. You just win. I actually started wondering if Kami and a Boiler Grazer are actually even right, which is insane to think. But because of Azusa, I wonder if Grazer is right. I've been debating that recently. It's pretty... Well, Kami can turn into more lands, which is really nice. Grazer can't do that. Yeah, I mean, again, if it was just Wasteland, that's all they have to do. Just make it a Wasteland. Just turn it into Wasteland. That's all you have to do. Why am I blowing up my opponent's basics? Like, that's just... I mean, that's like vintage. It's not even a Ghost Quarter. It's not even Ghost Quarter. It's just straight up strip mine. Like, how did you think that made any sense? Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. Alright. I'll keep a whatever hand. That's exciting. I don't know the words you just said. Do I just shelter that? I mean, that's kind of weird. Alright. I don't like any other thing I can do this turn, so I'm going to do that. But it is a little weird. I feel like we're just playing draft right now. Looked at CERN, the Undercity Dreamer. Would you go all legendaries or spiders? I don't know. By all means, kill this. Okay. Play my commander pre-combat, because if you have Get Lost, congratulations. I don't care. Oh, alright. Kind of the same thing, I guess. Yeah, it's almost identical. No, this is not identical, because this way I draw a card. Okay. So they didn't have the ideal scenario, but they have this scenario. They also got back a creature that cannot work with a 3/3 in the way. Oh, never mind. I don't have an answer to that, so to the command zone you go. I don't like most of my options. I guess I'll do this and Virtue, a 2/2. That's a... what is that? This is an assortment of cards. I wonder if I'm supposed to double block this. Probably. I don't know how important this 2/2 is, so I'm gonna say yes. I feel like the 2/2 is not that important. Alright, I'm not gonna ever play around one card here. So we're just gonna play our commander. Because if I don't, it could be a very long time until I do again. Whenever you put one or more counters on this, so I could go here and here without gaining life. That works as well. They can reanimate nothing of consequence. Okay, that was really a card I did not want to see. Like, at all. That forces the issue. I don't know why that matters. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I'll just cast it if they're not paying attention. Alright, Vinat is just soloing me. How are they holding priority still? I don't know. What does this do when it... Other tapped legendaries are indestructible. Okay, that doesn't matter too much. Well, this is a little risky, isn't it? No, you have other cards. I mean, you didn't actually cast anything else. So... you first. No. You first. Yes. This is looking pretty grim here. But I don't know, if they don't have enough to get through all of this, maybe I can stabilize. I need them to just stop drawing good things. until this leaves the battlefield. So we warp this on the wandering rescuer. And then I can flicker the stalker and effectively do it again. Yep. And then I can just... I can swing for 8, but I can also not swing for 8. Alright, well, I'm dying in the air, and I don't have anything to do to stop that. Yeah, I'm just getting soloed by this stupid thing. That's all it is. It doesn't even matter what else is happening around it. I'm just getting soloed by this. Does that do it? It technically does it. I can block. I can play this and swing and gain some life. That seems weird. And then there's no attack. Does that change anything? I mean, it's another flyer. This is where Sheltered by Ghosts would be really good if I had still kept onto it. Alright. Not much left in the tank here. We're just sort of losing our stuff repeatedly and not surmounting an advantage, really. So the Looming class fighter can be a creature. And I'm not swinging with a Johnny's Pride Mate, I don't think. Wait, when do they untap your end step? So... this thing, crew... Wait a minute, wait, I can go... What is the stats? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Alright, we're all in. We're all in. Oh, it's slightly less all in, because it gets initial stats to help crew later. Alright. Never mind, not as ridiculous. It doesn't really matter, but... Bro, there's this tiny little fruit flying. I don't know how I got in my room, but it's buzzing in my face. Oh, this is indestructible. God, oh my... Alright, well, I guess it didn't matter. Alright, well, thanks for sandbagging that for 20 years. Could have saved me a ton of time if you just cast it earlier. Alright, well, yep. We got soloed by some random 3-3. That's it. Every other card my opponent played didn't really matter that much. It was just infinite stats, infinite cards off of a 3-3. That was one of the old lose to Phyrexian Arena games. If it was almost any other card, we'd probably be totally fine. But it wasn't. Okay. I will play this. I would love to Fiend Hunter my opponent's commander this turn cycle. Would certainly be ideal. But I can't. As long as I'm drawing cards, I'm not too concerned about a bunch of random angels, especially if I get an Elspeth. Like, this deck sweeping its own board is hilariously bad to me, so if that's what I force my opponent to do, if that's a thing they can do, then by all means. Oh wow, a Lyra. Wow. That's just a natty Lyra there. Neat. Now that I played a Fiend Hunter, I'm sure my opponent will sweep the board. What's with all the colorless lands? What is going on? That is not an angel nor a board wipe. That's just a card. I think I'm playing Virtue this turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Virtue and ask my opponent what they're going to do about it. I like this slightly more than Elspeth, but not by much. Artifacts are creatures. Okay. So they make a 3/3 Iron Crag. I think it sees itself as a legendary, so it can make itself an equipment. They can already play all the creatures in their deck. It's mostly just a card draw thing. Yeah, they can already cast everything anyways. We have some pretty good scaling with... Alright, yeah, I was about to say, with the Elspeth and the Virtue, 2 counters on each creature a turn is definitely going to outpace my opponent's whatever, and if we just sit here and do this until my opponent has to cast a board wipe, I think I can then just turn the game around pretty quickly. It's pretty telling that my opponent's 6 mana really random... a glorified Phyrexian Arena was not enough for my opponent to think that they could do anything about this, so... Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, I still didn't look this up. What is this? What? If you looked at... What are we... What is CERN? Like, what is that? Oh, it's not CERN, it's Kren. I looked up CERN and I got like the Hedron Collider. I'm like, what? Yeah, I kind of like Kren, it's fine. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Romp romp. Romp romp romp. Alright, it's one of the commanders that I have yet to beat. And it's on the play. Doing the same thing all the other ones did. Two into 4. Oh, sort of. I don't know why they shocked themselves. I'm sure I'll find out real quick. So, Commander... Yeah, I don't know why they shocked themselves there. That's weird. Then I lose the Spider Financer thing. Fancier. And then the rest of my stuff also dies with it. Oh, I can't gain life. I suppose that also is valid. Sure. What a fun commander. I'm glad Roxanne exists and I have to keep playing against it. CERN is where they opened the gate. I don't even know what that... I don't know what that means. I just saw pictures of Hedron Colliders. Opponent gets rid of duress. That's nuts. No, it's not. No, it's not. I lied. Oh, sure. I'll take that. Yeah, Hedron Collider, not Hedron Archive. Those are different. What does that do? Random garbage. So we do that. Why do I keep grabbing that? I should grab this one. Do that, and then lose to a board wipe. Oh look, it's a board wipe. No way. I should have played a Giant Primate first. Why am I so dumb? Oh my. Ugh, I should have played that first. Colossal mistake. Alright, mistake undone. So, scaling. I wonder if I just had to kill Virtue. I don't know. Is there even time? I mean, I have to if I want the game to end at some point. And then we play this. And, gain 3 life. Because I, like, have to do that. Each player draws 2. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen Winter do anything ever, so that's interesting. Well, here comes the board wipe. I think. I would say it's the most likely thing. Oh look, it's a board wipe. What does that do? It's just a 4/3. That's a very interesting card. I think in this spot I'll play... Actually, you know what? No, we will play this, because I can do something else alongside of it. Even though that something else isn't terribly amazing, it's still decent. Oh, I should have plussed first. Whoops. Never punished. They're down to 1 card, which is insane. It's a really, really good card, but a beatable one, I suppose. Phyrexian Arena, do you keep that? I was about to say, you have Winter in play already, so probably not. Do you keep that? No, I wouldn't keep that. Wow, they do keep that. Really? Why? Huh. You keep the -10, -10, but there's no way to trigger it, so it's just -2, -2. Well, if that's... Wait, am I sure about that? Creatures... Okay. Keep demanding answers? Yep. That is... No, we're just gonna play this. We're just gonna... Get rid of you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter? Yeah, that doesn't matter. Alright. I can't believe I won that game. They had removal, sweeper, removal, a virtue with literally infinite value into tutor the best card in your deck, which is a sweeper, and then removal for planeswalkers, specifically planeswalker removal. Kind of the best thing they could ask for. It's crazy that I got through all of that. It's actually insane. Yeah, that virtue, I mean, virtue is good, but like if you blow up your own virtue value, it feels kind of bad. This is where like sweepers are sometimes questionable, even though as it stood, it was really the only thing my opponent could cast to like stay in the game, essentially. And casting it blows up your own board state as well. This is a primary example where a deck casting sweepers, it's not just free, especially with a commander that you really enjoy having in play. There's a reason I haven't really ever seen this trigger ever. I've seen Winter a few times in Standard, but the most I've really seen it was when Duskmourn just came out. People are playing this as like a Jund thing, and most of the time it wasn't actually cast. You just played like a Jund deck, and it sometimes did something, but most of the times I don't even think I've ever seen it trigger in Historic. That's not a surprise, because Historic's ridiculous, but... Alright, cool. Wasn't feeling too good about the first half of that one. Alright, I want to talk about this deck. I'm ready to discuss. I've played enough of it to get a firm grasp of what it's doing. Alright, this commander is extremely good. Card draw in a strategy like this is just good, right? Phyrexian Arena is a profoundly powerful effect. I don't think it's just automatically game-winning like it used to be. But if you could put it in the command zone that also threatens your opponent with damage and also gains a bunch of life, instead of losing life with Phyrexian Arena, you're just gaining life with your Phyrexian Arena. It does demand that you play creatures and gain life to do the thing, but that's pretty easy when your deck is a ton of creatures and a ton of life gain. It's really nice. So, yeah, every card in here is pretty... I took out... Actually, there was one. the Truce was the one, right? What was it called? Yeah, this thing. Heroic Intervention is like a nice thing to have, I suppose. It's 60 cards, so you can more reasonably get to it than if it was 100 cards or whatever. But I don't really like just one random sweeper protection spell in my deck. Every time you have it and you think your opponent has a sweeper, you then have to like leave it up. You just have to leave up mana so that this is good into that situation. And sometimes that's just not great. In fact, there were plenty of scenarios where I'm just beating a board wipe anyways, right? A lot of decks, especially it seems in Standard, this is not really the case in Historic, Timeless, whatever, where the board wipes are played heavily, or rather moderately heavily, in creature-heavy decks. And I've seen a couple times where that just completely backfires, as you would think it does, right? It's not as insane as I initially thought to do it, but it's still a little crazy to have as many sweepers I'm seeing in creature-heavy decks where they just don't really recover. I mean, sometimes there's the virtue of persistence in play, or whatever the other Portal to Phyrexia's style card is, I don't know. And you can reanimate spam after you swept the board. But for the most part, that's not really the scenario that you're going to have with your sweeper. And then if your opponent can rebuild, or if their commander drew 5 cards, then it's safe to assume they probably can survive the sweeper and just present a new layer of things, right? It was the 2/2 Angel Flying Commander is another one I see with board wipes in it, and they sweep all their angels, and then they just lose. Like, you didn't recover from sweeping your angels, you just lost. This deck could probably play at least Split Up, so it could just not swing and then cast Split Up. I never have a problem with Split Up, specifically. I think Split Up is really, really good. It's like the Bantu's Reckoning that Bantu always wishes it was. Aerith is a really, really scary card. It's like a Johnny's Pridemate, but it itself has lifelink, and then its counters can move on some creatures in my deck. Not all of them, but if your commander's in play, there you go. So this card is insane. If it was between this and this in the command zone, they're both 3 mana. They both play a very similar deck. They both play they're both in each other's commander decks. I like card draw. I didn't really ever struggle with stat scaling issues or just surviving long enough to have a crippling board state. And I think cards being drawn is just really scary, whereas, you know, if this gets stonewalled effectively or whatever, then you can't amass advantage, especially if this gets killed and you don't have like another legendary, or even if you do, they could just kill that one too, and then you don't have a lot going on after the fact. Whereas this drawing cards lets you have a ton of not only more options, but you can recover from some kind of sweeper or just removal in general. You recover way easier with more cards than you do with more giant creatures, obviously. But so yeah. But other than that, all the creatures in here were pretty nice. I would be surprised if I saw a lot of people playing random things like this, but I was impressed with random things like this. It doesn't take much for this to just do everything you're looking to do in your deck. So just because it's a random common doesn't make it like a bad idea. People probably, especially at this point, just filter like they go to the filter and just go like rares and mythics, make a deck, and they don't really look at all the commons and uncommons that you have access to. But that is one of the really standoutish ones to me. Then there's like Healer's Hawk and what's the other one? Not Sanctifier. I think just sort of this one and this. Yeah, it's just like these random life gain creature style things are just totally fine. Like, they work. There's not a lot of downside. They curve out pretty well. They're doing what you want to do. If your opponent ever casts, I don't know, any kind of removal spell in your Healer's Hawk, well, you know, the proof is in the pudding, I guess, in that regard. When it comes to lands, I saw a couple mono white commanders playing a bunch of random lands that I don't necessarily like. We do have this in our deck. This isn't free, right? So You never seen a streamer filtered by rares and mythics? Yeah, not here. We wouldn't do that. Why would we do that? We have a lot of white mythics. Linden is in here, which actually never triggered. So I don't even know if this is right. I did craft it for this deck, which I now feel bad about doing, but it never came up. I'm sure it's fine, though. It's not like we have Nykthos or anything, though. But this ability is fine. When it comes to lands, it's kind of not free to play stuff like this. I probably could have when, like, whoop. Like, that's probably okay. I don't think this is ruining anything. It could effectively draw a card when played on a fair amount of your turns if it is the thing that you played for your land and you can trigger your commander with it or whatever. The turn you play this, actually, with your commander, I think you do draw a card? Yeah, so that does work. I mean, again, yeah, this probably could have just been in here. I didn't really consider a bunch of the colorless options, again, because we had Verilax in here, and it's like, ooh. It's like Phyrexian Obliterator. You don't want to find yourself without the lands to cast it. But to be fair, there's plenty of times where I don't care to cast this on turn 5 exactly anyways, so I don't know, it's, you know, is what it is. A 3 Tree City, probably, actually, no. 8 humans, 6 clerics, which are also basically all the humans. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think 3 Tree City makes sense too much to me. But yeah, I guess this is okay. Is there anything else I don't own that's, like, interesting? No, not really. That's paying life. Yeah, there's not really anything. Alright, yeah, this is like just the one, really, and yeah, it could have just been in here. I saw it played a couple times and still didn't really think that it was something I really wanted, but you might as well, I guess, if you don't feel like you're getting color screwed or whatever. Cavern of Souls never got around to Counterspell. Counterspells are really, like, not represented heavily at all in Standard right now, so you probably don't need this. I mean, this is a bit more free than Adventures in, because this does actually tap for white for at least one card in your deck. If you name human, then apparently in this list, 8 cards, and that's, I guess, okay. I never found myself in a serious problem because I played Cavern of Souls. And you're not really ever going to keep, like, a 1-land hand in a deck like this, so if it's your only land, it's like, that doesn't really matter. You're probably mulliganing 1-land hands in this kind of deck. But yeah, it's really good. It has the same kind of typical Spaghetti-O situations. The 2 big ones, I guess there's 3, kind of. Ujin is actually beatable, so maybe it's just like 2.5. Ujin is pretty scary, though. It's like Ketramos doesn't care what you're doing. In fact, if it was up to Ketramos, it would play against this commander every single game. Like, if it could choose its opponent, it would choose this commander. Or one of the 15 commanders that play very similarly. And you just lose. You just play cards, you put them to 10, you put them to 7, whatever. They cast anything that blows everything up, and then you lose immediately. So you're basically playing a game where you're not thinking about anything, you're just playing cards until your opponent either has the sweeper and they stabilize and win instantly, basically, or they don't have the sweeper and they lose instantly, and that's kind of lame and whatever. I know it's not always the case with board wipe situations, like I just said, we can survive sweepers, but not really against Ketramos, because behind the sweeper is an army of spot removal, and it's pretty easy to have a 4/4 lifelinker in the form of Ketramos at that point of the game, and then they can just not really die to damage because they have a 4/4 menacing lifelinker that you can't effectively kill, and then it's just kind of lights out, right? But yeah, other than Ketramos, it's like Roxanne was an unwinnable matchup every time I saw it. I beat every other commander. I think my only losses were to Ketramos and Roxanne. I didn't see any Ujin players. I would imagine Ujin is kind of close to Ketramos, where they either cast it and stabilize, or you kill them, and there's not much to say or think about. You just play the glowing card in your hand until your opponent's dead. But yeah, Roxanne comes with a bunch of shocks, which blows up a lot of the things that you can kind of put it into play. Sometimes you stabilize. I mean, I did beat red-green stuff, but the infinite shocks are just, like, that is a lot. If Roxanne can ever make more than one in a turn cycle, then it's basically lights out, because then it starts doing 4 damage to your creatures, and that's like your entire everything. Verilax specifically can stonewall that kind of thing, though, right? It can't stonewall Ketramos, but it can stonewall Roxanne, and that's kind of nice, I guess. Green and red strategies just don't want to see this. Just sort of like Phyrexian Obliterator. They really don't want to see that card in play. And this is kind of the white version of it. There's the other one, the Phyrexian Justicar, which was the white version of Obliterator. And I didn't really like that one at all, and I still kind of don't. But I do like this one. This one's pretty nice. This one's satisfying, I must admit. So if you can somehow cast this in your not mono-white strategies that also have white in it, really cool card. Just, again, really hard to cast. But yeah, this won against everything ever except Ketramos and Roxanne. And Roxanne is probably more beatable than the matchups and the times I saw it would make you believe. But the first time I saw it in the command zone, my initial interpretation was, oh, this is probably one of the first matchups we're probably going to get stomped, even after having played a bunch of red-green things I beat. Because it's just, yeah, it's Roxanne. You know, what more can I say? But can recommend. Strategy is very good. It has a lot of tools. It gains a ton of life, which puts a fair amount of the beatdown strategies on the back foot. There were a few games where I just thought I was doomed, and then I looked at my left total. I'm like, oh, never mind. I even survived a Crater Hoof for like 9 or 8 or something absolutely insane. Completely insane. So, yeah, really good commander, all things considered. So let me know what you thought about